No.
Hey folks, welcome back to the pole shed build. In this episode, I'm going over how I burned the door in a style to preserve it and kind of give it a good look and feel to it that I was looking for. I didn't film any of the building of the door or putting on the front side of the pole shed, as I felt it was too redundant to the past couple of videos I had, so I wanted to skip ahead to some of the more finer detailing and finishing of the outside of the pole shed. So I decided to stain and seal the outside of the shed with a mixture of equal parts boiled linseed oil, turpentine, and pine tar. I'll leave a link down in the description for each of the three products, but for the most part, you can get the boiled linseed oil and turpentine at Home Depot or Lowe's, any big box home improvement store. The pine tar was a little bit more difficult to find. You might be able to find it at like a Tractor Supply company or some farm and feed store, but I didn't have any luck, so I went with Amazon for this. This is an old finish they used to use on the sides of barns, and it preserves the wood and seals it, and it gives it a nice stain color, which you'll see later on. It's recommended to use a pump sprayer to apply this. It is a lot faster than painting it on yourself. The only maintenance and upkeep for this is to reapply a thin coat every 5 years. I'm heating up the pine tar over a flame, a jet boil in this case, because the pine tar at room temperature consistency is very, very thick, like a peanut butter. So you have to heat it up a bit so that you can thin it out to get it out of the can. And then when you add the turpentine to it, it thins it out even further. It makes it a good consistency with the boiled linseed added to it to actually work in a pump sprayer. I'm adding the turpentine into the mixture now to thin out the pine tar. And the turpentine actually acts as a drying reagent so that the whole mixture of linseed, pine tar, and turpentine dries a lot faster. It also gave the mixture a very strong smell. Good one, kind of like pine. It smelled woodsy, and I could smell it in the woods going back to the cabin for the next couple of days to work on it. It was still just as strong as it was when I applied it. And the last thing you want to do is add the linseed oil into the mix. Linseed oil is used for sealing a lot of different wood products. You might have used it before to seal hammers, tools, any wood-handled bench items. But it's very important to use boiled linseed oil, because if you get just regular linseed oil, because of how long it takes to dry, it might actually cause the mixture to mold. So you want to use boiled linseed oil when you're making up this mixture so that you don't have to worry about mold. Then once you've mixed it well, you'll want to transfer it into your pump sprayer. And as you'll see here, this is my first time doing this. I didn't actually mix it as good and thorough as I should have. You'll see some chunks of pine tar, so you really want to make sure that you mix it all in and get a consistent mixture. Otherwise, you're going to have problems when applying it. So the second time I did this, I actually heated it up on like a Coleman 2-burner outdoor stove over low heat, just to make sure I help that pine tar get a lot less viscous and work appropriately with the pump sprayer. not water, but you have to stand back like. You are? As long as you can do it from back there, yes. Stay back. What are you doing? And that's about it. The mixture has a freezing temperature of somewhere around 20 degrees Fahrenheit. So you want to make sure when you are applying this, it's above 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Otherwise, it's going to freeze on your logs and it's not going to soak in appropriately and seal it the appropriate way. So I did this on the last day in November that we had temperatures above 50 degrees. After this, they dipped down to the low 30s, so I was able to get it done just in time. The mixture stayed wet or damp on the side of the pole shed for about a day and was fully dried within a week, and depending on temperature, it might take up to 2 weeks to get fully cured in the wood.